Hi friends, for today's practice we are going to be exploring some different variations of the sun salutation. So you can get started standing today on a mat. So as we move through the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, the most traditional sun salutation, there are lots of different individual poses built within this flow or within this vinyasa. And so we're going to kind of start slow in the beginning, really find alignment in each of these separate poses before we find our flow. And at that point too, we'll start at more beginner levels, and then we'll start to work our way up to what we know as the traditional Surya Namaskar A. Okay? So first, just get started in Tadasana, which is mountain pose. One of the most important poses that we can practice, both on and off of the mat, because this is how we show up to the world. This is how we're standing in line at the grocery store, when we're standing literally anywhere. We have these habitual patterns in our body based on strengths and weaknesses, right? So we're not perfectly symmetrical in that sense, unless you try really hard to be symmetrical and you have this awareness of the muscles that you're using throughout your daily life. But most of us, like myself, I tend to lean into the right. This is my classic kind of just hanging out stance. So I really try to bring it back to center, maybe even stand on my left leg sometimes when I'm doing dishes. But Tadasana is a great pose to bring that awareness to both sides of your body and how you can engage them equally. So starting by looking down at your feet, standing about hip distance apart, those inner hip points all the way down. Go ahead and look at your toes and wiggle your toes and lift them up off of the mat and then press them back down. And just do that a few times, just kind of pressing into your toes and lifting them back up. Noticing how your body sways back and forth. And then pause with your toes lifted. So the balls of your feet and your heels are pressing down into the floor. Feel your kneecaps engage and the fronts of your thighs through your quad muscles. Try to tighten through your hamstrings too as you press your feet down and your toes are still lifted. Then release your toes and soften slightly through your knees, but still try to engage through your upper legs. What is that like? Try to release your hips from any holding here. Just let your pelvic bowl feel neutral. And then shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back a few times. And then just simply land with your hands down by your side. We've seen mountain pose practice with nice wide open palms and chest, but today we're just finding more relaxed stance. Again, just finding balance between left and right sides. Simply standing here. Shoulders relaxing down your back. As you imagine, there's a string on the top of your head lifting you taller. Start to engage your core, hugging your belly in slightly. And then, if you'd like to, challenge your balance just a bit here. Just see what happens when you close your eyes. Relax your face. Feel your feet pressing down into the floor and then start to trace your legs up towards your hips. Do you feel that center line? Do you feel balanced? And keep traveling up your torso, your shoulders and your arms down by your side. And then again, back to your head, balancing above your shoulders. opening your eyes. Let's stay here in our mountain pose, but we'll start to invite in some breath to movement with our arms. So breathing in, reach your hands up overhead. Exhale, release them right back down. Inhale, reach your hands up overhead, pressing down through your feet as you reach. And exhale, release your hands down. Do that one more time. Now, moving into another pose here in Surya Namaskar is Uttanasana, or forward folds. So staying here in your mountain pose, just like we were, breathing in, hands reach up overhead. And this time, soften your knees, start to reach your tailbone back as you fold forward. Softness through your knees, right? Especially if you have tight hamstrings or tightness through the backs of your whole legs here, or tightness in your low back, right? You want to soften the joints and reduce that like rubber band like pulling. And so when you're here, you can even widen your feet if that feels better, to a wider stance. And you'll start to shake your head yes and no. Release the weight of your head. And even with your knees bent here, try to elevate and lift your hips, lift your tailbone up to the sky, letting your torso drape over your legs, and let your chin come towards your chest. Good. Take another breath. And now moving on. Breathing in, lift halfway. So we're sliding hands up the shins. We're reaching the tailbone back. And we're looking down so that the back of the neck stays long and the crown of the head is moving forward. Your knees can still have a soft little bend in them. And then we're going to slide the hands down the backs of the legs as you release your exhale. So let's try that a few times. Breathing in, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, lift halfway. Reach your tailbone back, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, release down. One more time, breathing in. Exhale, releasing down. Good. Now let's come all the way back up to stand. And we'll make a little flow out of that, from standing to forward folding to halfway lift. So again, starting into Tadasana, balance through left and right sides. Inhale, breathe your hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway, hands up the shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pressing down through your feet, coming all the way up to stand now. Reach your hands. And exhale to your heart. Twice more, breathing in, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands coming together as you exhale to your heart. Last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Now we're going to add on to that before we go any further into our sun salutation. We're going to keep warming up our body, adding some side body opening. Okay? So Press down through your feet again here. Lift through the crown of your head. Breathe in, reach your hands up overhead. And this time, exhale your right hand down and side bend to the right, reaching your left fingers. You can let your left hip kind of move out to that left side. Then breathe in, reach both of your hands back up to center. Exhale, your left hand comes down, sliding it down your leg as you side bend to the left, opening up the right side of your body. Then breathe in, hands reaching up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. And exhale to your heart. So let's do that twice more with our side bending stretch. Breathing in, reach your hands up. Exhale, right hand down, side bend, reach the left arm. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, left hand down, reaching with the right fingers. Breathe in, both hands up. Exhale, swan dive, reach the tailbone back, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down. Fold forward. Okay, so now, bending your knees even more than you were, step your hands out in front of you and come down onto your knees. All right, so we're going to do some modifications to our sun salutation before we find the full thing. So normally in the sun salutation, this is where we would come back into a high plank. But for now, let's come into our tabletop and find some cat and cow to keep warming up our spine. Right, so breathing in, drop the belly, lift through the heart. This is a cow. You're letting your low back, your lumbar spine just kind of cave forward towards the ground. As you roll your shoulders back and look up slightly, your neck shouldn't be strained in any way. Softness through your elbows so you're not hyperextending through your elbows. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, drop your head, and pull your belly up to the sky. This is your cat. Breathing in, we'll release that, let the belly drop down, lift the tailbone, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round the shoulders now, chin to chest, breathing out. Breathing in. Exhale. One more, breathe in. Exhale. Good. So in tabletop, hands and knees, bring your hands about one palm length ahead of where they are right now, and then shift forward so that your shoulders are above your wrists. Now, instead of coming down from high plank to the belly, we're going to have the knees down and practice slowly lowering, using the strength of our upper body to lower all the way down to the mat. Once you arrive there, lift each leg and release the top of your foot so that your toenails are pressing down into the mat. Hands under shoulders, elbows in close. Breathe in, start to lift your head and your chest, rolling your shoulders back. Pull your elbows towards your feet. Okay, not too much weight in your hands. You should be able to lift your hands here for this baby cobra and then release back down. press into your hands and come into child's pose if that's comfortable in your body. And if it's not, come back into tabletop where you can find some more cat and cow stretches. Good. Okay, so if you're in child's pose, lift yourself back up. For this first round, again, we're going to bypass our downward facing dog, right? We're working on really beginner-friendly versions of sun salutation. By the end of this video, we will get to that full sun salutation with all the poses, including downward facing dog. So for right now, all I want you to do is come back on your knees. So you're in this high kneeling position. Step one foot out and come up to stand from here. Okay, so let's string all of those together, from our side bends to our cat and cow to coming down onto the belly into cobra. Tadasana, mountain pose, we start here. And breathing in, reach your hands up overhead. Exhale, release your right hand down. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hand down, side bend. Breathe in through center. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, bend your knees a lot. Put your hands down, step back to table. 2 cat and cows here, breathing in. Exhale, round. 1 more, breathing in. Exhale to round. And then as you come back to neutral, set your hands again at palm length ahead of where they are now. Lean forward, bring your shoulders above your wrists, and then keep your elbows in close, pointing back as you lower all the way down to the belly. Release the tops of your feet when you arrive. Hands under shoulders, breathing in. Press down through your feet as you lift. Rolling your shoulders back. Pull those elbows back. Press down through your pubic bone. Take another breath. And release when you're ready. And again, you'll press up either through tabletop here, find some cat-cow, or come into child's pose. Either way, just 3 breaths. Good. And then start to press yourself back up if you're in child's pose. Come up onto high knees here. Step 1 foot out and press all the way up to stand. Okay, we're going to do that 1 more time, 1 breath to movement until we find ourselves back here in our standing Tadasana. Breathe in, reach your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, step back, tabletop. Breathe into cow. Exhale to cat. Set your hands ahead as you breathe in to shift forward. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, lift open through cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, shift forward back to table. Walk your hands back and try to step forward with the opposite foot this time first and come all the way back up to stand. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to move into our full Surya Namaskar A with downward facing dog and high plank. So again, take this at your own pace. Move mindfully in your body today and see how this feels. Knowing that there's different levels of things that you can be doing, allow your body to choose where it wants to be rather than your mind telling you where it thinks you should be or where you want to be. And it's great if we can kind of pivot that mindset and change it into like, I have this goal of something I do want to achieve, rather than feeling like we should already be there. That gives us the space to learn and grow and find new strength in our body and new ways of doing things that we might not have already discovered. So Surya Namaskar A, we get started in the same way with our Tadasana pose. Settle into your feet. And as you're ready, breathe in, sweep your hands up. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive, softness through your knees. Breathe in, hands slide up your shins. Exhale, release them back down. Plant your hands this time, and we're stepping both feet all the way back into high plank. So you can have your feet together on the midline here. You can be squeezing your legs together as your shoulders are right above your wrists, and you are strong. The top of a push-up here. Your fingers spread really well, and your heels are like pressing back, like you're lengthening your whole body here. Taking another breath. Exhale. See here if you could lower down without the knees all the way to your belly. Release the tops of your feet. Breathe in. We'll lift a bit higher through our cobra this time, if that feels good to do so. So you are pressing into your hands. Again, soft through the elbows and rolling the shoulders back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Big opening for the front of the body. On an exhale, release yourself down. Hands under shoulders, tuck your toes, lift up through table, and now downward facing dog. Our first one out of this whole sun salutation practice. All right, so look at your hands, see that your fingers are spread really well, and your pinky fingers are more clocked out to the sides than your index finger is inside. So you have kind of the eye of your elbow moving forward more than inward. Feet hip distance apart or wider as you start to pedal out your legs, bending one knee and then the other. And then dropping both of your heels, breathe in, lift both of your heels, come onto your tippy toes, and then exhale, heels down. Do that again, breathing in, high on the toes. Exhale, release. Right, so the higher that we can lift our hips, we can start to sink our chest towards the tops of our thighs or towards the back of the mat. And again, release your head here. Good. Now, bend into your knees, look forward. Take a few steps or a big one to get yourself back into our forward fold. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so let's practice our sun salutation A. Twice more breath to movement. Okay, again, so take your time. Breathe in, reach your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, high plank. Breathe in at the top. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows stay in close, lower down to your belly. Tops of the feet release, breathe into cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale as you press yourself up. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Begin taking an in-breath. And then as you're exhaling, you're walking forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, down. Inhale, pressing yourself up. And as you're exhaling, stepping forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale to your heart. Take a moment just to press the thumbs in towards your chest. Connect to the alignment within your body as you stand here, and also the pulse and the beating of your own heart. This is a beautiful practice to invite into your morning routine. Get some prana, some chi, some energy moving through your body in a really mindful way. When we connect our breath to our movement like this, we're also helping our mind start to quiet. Flowing with the moment. Thank you so much for joining me today for this sun salutation practice. You can try the flows a few more times on your own. And I encourage you to invite this into your everyday just to get your body moving and to connect again with your breath, which is one of the most important things that we can do in our self-care practice. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you soon. Namaste.